everyone? Welcome to a brand new sweet film podcast. My name is Zach.
And my name is Cody.
Talking about live action Disney films. Christopher Robin comes out this weekend, which we'll be giving our little preview for it. I'm really excited for this film. I'm pretty sure I know Cody is as well.
Yeah,
and
you could say that.
So we thought we'd run through and talk about all the upcoming live action films that Disney is making. Some of them that we want, some of them that we might not want, some of them that are in development, some of them that they've talked about. And then we want to pick 3 of the ones that we really want them to make that they have not gone into development or even pre-production or even announced yet. But also, guys, tune in next week too, because we will be ranking all the live action ones so far that's in this like new iteration of Disney. I think starting with what would you say, Alice in Wonderland? Is that like the first one that technically came out?
Well, yeah, it was Alice in Wonderland, and then I think the next one after that was Cinderella.
No, Maleficent. You forgot about Maleficent, dude.
You were right, but
that's the thing. I'm gonna have to watch that because I've never seen it.
We'll get into that. I don't necessarily count that as part of the
Oh, really? See, they do. They do though. So
they do. I mean, we'll talk about. What you know, it's great. Just sound like the trolls in the comment, like you do every week. Just
fuck you, you fucking. That's what they sound like. All right. So, guys, how we're gonna start this off first? And Cody's already dying. We're only a couple minutes in. That's how we're doing it this weekend, guys.
All right, let's go.
So yeah, let's get into it. So the first one we're gonna bring up is Mulan. We're gonna bring up Mulan. Mulan is coming out next year, if I'm not wrong. Maybe the year after that.
I believe you're correct.
I will look it up right now. Yep. Oh no, 2020 got pushed back to my birthday of 2020. So that's cool. Mulan. That's a pretty cool idea. I dig it. My overall expectations for this, I know there's no musical in it, which honestly a little disappointing in that because I think the music in Mulan is perfect. Now it just makes me wonder, are they actually going to put the dragon in it, or are they going for more realistic telling of Mulan? I don't know. I want me some dragon, though. I'm sorry, but Mulan, for me, my favorite character was the dragon. And I think you need to touch on that aspect. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, maybe even bring back Eddie Murphy to do the voice. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. And I don't know particularly if they will go on that aspect. I'm hoping they will. I don't know about you and your thoughts on that. But I am looking forward to Mulan. I'm so happy they've got a full Chinese cast. The director, Nikki Caro, that's her name. She did Zookeeper's Wife and McFarlane's USA. McFarlane USA is a very underrated Disney film that no one really saw. But Zookeeper's Wife, I didn't get to see, but I heard Jessica Chastain was really well in it. And I mean, when isn't she? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of people had outcry that there's no music in it, but I don't really need the music. I just hope they still stay with that regime of keeping, like, yes, it is that classic retelling of that cartoon, but we're putting our own spin on it. And I just hope they still go in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing that I really want from this, I also want dragons because I love dragons. I want Mushu. Mushu. Here come the trolls again.
But talk here. All the trolls can hit me up for this. How to Train Your Dragons is overrated.
You know, here's the thing. I have come to terms with that, and look, I love How to Train Your Dragon. It's one of my all-time favorite set of movies. I love How to Train Your Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon 2, but yes, it is overrated. I'm not going to disagree with that. But Mulan, you know, I'm super excited about this, but I also, one thing that I don't mind that they do when it comes to Disney films that I really hope they don't do with Mulan is I want a good portion of this film to actually be in Chinese. I mean, we're in China. I don't mind if the actors speak English.
That's really good. Yeah, that's a really good aspect. I wonder if they'll hit that.
You know, here's the thing with Mulan, you know, originally it's a Disney animated film and the English works in there. I think it looks great and it works for the film, but I really hope that with this live action adaptation, they actually do make their actors speak in their original language, make them speak Chinese, because this is a film based in China. I want to hear the Chinese language, because if they don't, I won't mind it, but I will find it a bit disappointing and find it a bit of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you are right on that. And I don't know if they'll hit that, but you got to admit, like, you got to think that, like, when it debuts in, like, China, that, like, it's going to be full China. Like, obviously, they're going to have to, but I'm just curious. That's a good point that you bring up. Now we got to think on that. But let's talk about the next one. And this one, okay, I am actually really excited for this next one. And this one I'm looking up real fast, comes out next summer, directed by Guy Ritchie, who I think is a very underrated director. I've really liked almost every single one of his films, to be honest. Like, I even liked King Arthur. I think King Arthur was fun.
Yeah,
but he's doing Aladdin. Now, let's be honest. Guy Ritchie is like the last choice I'd ever do for Aladdin, but I want to see his retelling of it. I love the cast they have. Rest in peace to Robin Williams. I know you can never replace him, but Will Smith as the genie, I'm not saying it's even close, but if you're going in something different, Will Smith's a pretty damn good choice for genie.
Yeah, he is.
And I love the guy they picked to play Aladdin. I've never seen what he's done, but he does look the part. Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine. I've seen her in Power Rangers. She's pretty good in that. Looking forward to that. The guy they got to play Jafar looks like Jafar. I kind of wanted Ben Kingsley to play Jafar, though. I think that would have even been a better casting.
Oh, yeah. Holy, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah,
oh, man.
But,
Ben Kingsley
but I'm happy because Aladdin will have that musical retelling. It is going to have the music in it. That's what I've read.
And we know Will Smith will be able to do it well.
Yes, and that's where I'm curious is it has to be CGI. The genie has to be CGI. But I wonder if it's going to look, because he was on set, so I wonder if it's obviously probably mocap, but I'm wondering, like, do we see, like, does it look like his face? Or is it like that? That's going to be the very big thing is, how does this genie look? But I have to look, I mean, you have to think about when they're flying on the carpet, that scene's going to look beautiful. And I think that's for Guy Ritchie. I wonder if after seeing King Arthur, given King Arthur, like, not a lot of people loved it. I think it was fun, but I think the world that he built in there, I think the aesthetics in there, some of the CGI could have been a little bit touched up, but seriously, for a film that was like, the studio wasn't throwing any more money into it, I don't blame them, but this is a Disney film. No. You have to admit, I'm pretty sure Disney's giving Guy Ritchie his money, as much as he can to make the film look as beautiful as he can. And I think if King Arthur would have been bumped up a bit in the CGI, I think it would have looked as great. And I think Guy Ritchie's storytelling will be I'm very curious to see how he does it with Aladdin. I wonder if we're going to get those Guy Ritchie isms, or if we're just going to get a whole kind of, just a normal film. I wonder what we're going to kind of get from that.
Yeah, that's a really curious thing, because I'll tell you, if there's one thing, there are some aspects of Guy Ritchie's style that he put in films like Snatch and in King Arthur that I think could work.
Well, when he starts retelling stuff and that story, and if Guy Ritchie ever directs a Marvel film, has to be an Ant-Man film. Just saying, his dealings with Luis would be perfect. But I couldn't you imagine in the beginning where Aladdin could be telling a story? Or even with the musical numbers. I think the musical numbers, especially when You Never Had a Friend Like Me, I think that really goes to Guy Ritchie's style.
Yeah, it does. And another part that I wouldn't mind that being in is when Aladdin is going through the
Cave of Wonders.
Not just the Cave of Wonders, but when Aladdin is going through Agrabah, he's going through downtown Agrabah, and he's, stealing bread and running away from the law enforcement. I honestly feel like Guy Ritchie's style could work for there, because I understand it didn't work for a lot of people when it comes to King Arthur, but the way he did the running sequences in King Arthur, I feel it could apply really, really well when it comes to Aladdin.
Yeah, this film's going to look beautiful. This film's going to look so beautiful.
It is. The only thing that I think Guy Ritchie should tone back on, that he didn't tone back on King Arthur, I think he needs to work on the editing and where he cuts the story, because my biggest problem with King Arthur is it looked like we were going to get to the coolest part of the entire movie when King Arthur had to go through his own, technically speaking, Cave of Wonders, when he had to go to that island that nobody had ever survived. And then we don't see anything, but it cuts to him being on the other side, and he's made it all the way through. And we have no idea what went on in there.
Yeah, that's true. And that's where I think it really depends, because if I had one complaint with him, it's where he decides to cut the film. You know what I mean? And you're all right on that. I am looking at who's doing the cinematography, though. And so this guy worked on Mary Poppins Returns as a director of photography. He worked on Ready Player One.
Nice.
He worked on The Hitman's Bodyguard. He did do King Arthur's. He did Spectre. He's done a lot of, like, he did Creed as additional photography, but I don't think the guy's ever. Yeah. Okay. So here's his cinematography credits. This is his first big film. He's just been a camera and electrical department for the last few films.
Nice.
So, congrats to him. Congrats to him. I mean, well, Guy Ritchie must see something in him to let him touch this film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, considering this is him doing first-time cinematography, it could go one of two ways. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, that is. But this is where we get to the next film. And I'm going to be honest, I do not see this film ever happening. I just don't. Maybe if I do, it could be way down the road. But Jungle Book 2. Jon Favreau is announced to direct this, but now he's doing Lion King, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I just don't see this film ever happening, to be honest. No. I don't think there's a reason to do it. If this film ever does happen, it would be like way down in the future when Mowgli's like grown up, kind of like the Christopher Robin thing, in my opinion. I think that's like where I could see it going on. I don't see it happening. I don't think we needed one. I love the new Jungle Book, but I don't see it happening. What about you?
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. And honestly, when it comes to the Jungle Book 2, I understand they might want to do it when Mowgli is all grown up, but I don't think we need a sequel to Jon Favreau's Jungle Book. Honestly, that film I thought was perfect from top to bottom. I thought they ended it perfectly. And I just don't see a reason why we need another Jungle Book film. I mean, technically speaking, in my opinion, we're already getting one sort of, or a different retelling of it with Andy Serkis's Mowgli coming out.
Which is now going to Netflix. No, Netflix. Did you not hear that?
Wait, it's going to Netflix?
You didn't hear that? Yeah, so for people who don't know, it is not coming out this year anymore. It's coming out early next year, and Netflix bought it from them. So I don't know how the hell that's gonna. Well, you don't know that. You don't know that for sure. Yeah, Cloverfield Paradox was shit, but I look at it as it could be one of two things. One, Warner Brothers looked at it and said, "This is a good film, but we're not going to make any money off it. And we're just going to sell it. Try and recruit the most that we can." Because, Jungle Book, I think Mowgli was supposed to be a more darker tale. But if you really think about it, the Jon Favreau one was kind of dark.
Yeah, it was.
More gritty than you thought it would be. So I second I saw that, I was like, big red flags for me. But it's Andy Serkis. And he did a great job directing Breathe last year with, or Breath last year with Andrew Garfield. He did a really good job on that film that no one saw, and I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt till I see it. Netflix says they bought Cloverfield Paradox. That's like the only example we can really go off of, to be honest. And yes, they do buy some of these smaller films that are crap, but they buy it for nothing. They buy it for nothing. So I'm not even like gonna like crap on them. You know what I mean? So they do have some good original films, and maybe this is just the right direction they're going in. So,
maybe.
Who knows? But yes, Jungle Book 2. I thought you knew about Mowgli.
Yeah, no, I didn't. And that makes me a little worried. But Jungle Book 2, yeah, it's one of those things where if it happens, I'll go see it no matter what, because the first one was such a success. But I kind of wish that they just decided to let it go. And, with
let it go. Let it go. Oh,
no, don't you even start. Okay, but after we get done talking about all the live action films we're getting into, I do have a problem with the live action films, even though I'm going to go see them. But Jungle Book 2, I just
we don't need it. We don't need it. I want Jon Favreau to direct the film that he's been talking about. I think it's called Kingdom Keepers or something. I don't know if you've ever heard about this. I want this. It's like the kids get stuck in Disneyland at the end of the night, and everything comes to life, and they have to stop all the villain characters from taking over. And I think that's such a cool idea.
It is. It really
kind of brings back that Roger Rabbit aspect that I really want Jon Favreau to do that. And I hope after Lion King he finally gets to, because he's been developing this thing forever. Yeah. But we move on to the other film that I haven't seen the first one, so I can't really talk about it. But Maleficent 2. So I'm going to let you kind of talk about this one. Again, this is a film I don't think we need. It's kind of past this aspect too. The first one came out like 4 or 5 years ago, and now we're just getting a sequel. Like, why do we need a sequel? It's kind of like how they did with Alice in Wonderland, which I kind of enjoyed. Tim Burton's. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I'm just saying it's kind of one of those things. It's like they waited so long to do the second one. It's like, why are you waiting so long?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. And when it comes to Maleficent 2, let's just put it this way. I hate the first Maleficent movie.
That bad?
Yeah, no, it is really bad. The plus side is that Angelina Jolie is really, really good. That was beautiful casting for Maleficent. I love the casting.
She is beautiful.
I mean, it's not just that though. It's just the way the story progressed. It was so choppy. The editing was all over the place. And by the third act of the darn thing, it just didn't make any sense anymore.
So, you know what kind of makes me excited actually for the second one now? Because I'm looking up who's directing it. It's the guy who did Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tale, the newest one, which I actually really liked. And Michelle Pfeiffer will be in this one. Ed Skieran's going to be in this one. Chiwetel Ejiofor's in this one.
Well, it might be, it might be a lot of fun. Who knows? All I know is I'm not personally excited for this, and I don't necessarily think we need it. Like I said, first one, I wasn't really a big fan of, and I felt same thing with the Jungle Book, that the story kind of capped off where it needed to. I mean, even though I didn't like the movie, I do think that the ending wrapped up the way it should have.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now, I can't really talk much on this film because I haven't seen the first one. I promise I'll watch it for the ranking, but I'm not really excited to watch it. I guess for Shalton Copley's sake, I should like it. But okay, so the next film we're going to be talking about is Dumbo. I really am excited for the Dumbo. I love the animated, and I'm not going to lie, that trailer's really good. That trailer was really good. And yes, Tim Burton hasn't been on his A game like the last few years. I still think he's a wonderful director. Everything, Miss Peregrine, whatever, I liked it. It was fine. I actually really enjoyed Peregrine.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it. I thought it was it was fun for Tim Burton, and I liked Alice in Wonderland. I know not a lot of people did, but Dumbo looks magnificent. I'm wondering, will Dumbo talk though?
Yeah, that's a good question. If he doesn't, honestly, I don't want him to. I mean, the fact that he's so young, he's a newborn, and we know we're getting the flying wings, but I think this is the perfect opportunity for Tim Burton to come back into everybody's good graces as a director.
Really good cast, though. I mean, he has Eva Green, Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Alan Arkin. This is a great cast.
It's not.
The poster, the aesthetics look good, and this is coming out next year. This actually comes out close to my birthday next year, and I'm really excited for Dumbo. And Tim Burton's the best choice. Honestly, that whole aesthetic, that acid scene in the animated thing.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the point I was going to bring up. Is the fact that Dumbo, I look at Dumbo kind of like I look at Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because Dumbo, it's a great story that we all remember, but you go back and watch it, there is a lot of really messed up stuff inside of Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
That hallucinogenic drug trip that was the colorful dancing elephant.
And this, I'll be disappointed.
Tim Burton does really dark, really, really messed up stories very well, but he still has got to make it for kids, and he does that well as well. I mean, you look at a film like, I believe he directed Corpse Bride, and that was...
Yes.
But yeah, so I do have faith for Dumbo, and I'm excited. I mean, if anything else, they made a really fantastic trailer.
Oh yeah, and it'll look beautiful too. Now, the next film we're moving on to that's also in development, and it is coming out next year. There's a lot of live actions coming out next year. You got Dumbo, Aladdin, and The Lion King.
Yes.
I don't know if this is my most anticipated one out of all of them. I think Aladdin might still be it, just because I'm the most curious about that one. And I'm really curious about this one too, because it wouldn't just be classified as a cartoon since there's no humans, but that's a different discussion. Jon Favreau is directing this, which, again, perfect choice. He knows the technology. They developed this technology. He knows what it is. But Donald Glover as Simba, Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, James Earl Jones coming back to play my boy Mufasa. Chiwetel Ejiofor to play Scar. I don't know about you. What do you think on that? Did you want
Jeremy Irons?
Jeremy Irons back?
Yes, I wanted Jeremy Irons back more than anything.
But I think Ejiofor is a good choice too.
I think Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think he's a good choice for Scar, but nobody can ever replace what Jeremy Irons did for Scar. Jeremy Irons as Scar is just one of the best villains of all time, and he's got the perfect voice for it. It's just, I love Scar. He's one of my all-time favorite villains, obviously. So I am excited, especially seeing what Favreau did with the live-action Jungle Book. I'm extremely excited to see what he brings to this.
Yeah, and plus Beyonce's in here as Nala, and if I don't bring up Beyonce, some Beyonce fans are gonna comment on this and be like, "Fuck you! Why didn't you comment about Beyonce?" So Beyonce's a good choice to play Nala. I mean, this is a fantastic cast. I'm most excited about Donald Glover and Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, to be honest. Yeah. But I'm mostly intrigued with this film. I haven't seen a trailer yet. I haven't seen a trailer for Aladdin either. There has to be a trailer coming soon for this damn thing because it's kind of ramping up. It's a year away now, so.
I mean, wasn't it not last year? Oh yeah, it was last year. The Comic-Con where they were finally presenting.
Well, D23. They showed it at D23.
Yeah, and everything that I read about it said that they showed them the opening sequence, and it was pretty much like the opening sequence that we all remember, and it was really excellently.
So that's why I'm just kind of hoping. I hope it's just not a remake, reshot of the original. I hope it's kind of in the vein of Jungle Book. I have my faith in Jon Favreau. I'm really curious about The Lion King. Really curious. But now we move on to the next one, and that's Christopher Robin. We're previewing Christopher Robin since it does come out this week. I haven't seen it yet. I see it. Well, if you're watching this and I put it up tomorrow on Tuesday. So if I put it up on Tuesday, that means I'm seeing it tonight. You're seeing it Thursday night, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm really excited for it. Really, really excited for it, actually. The trailer's just magical. It's magical. It gives me that feeling that Paddington gave me, but it brings me back to my childhood. And I'm a little nervous on some parts since it's coming out in August. Given maybe this is like the nice summer month that they like kind of just like no more summer blockbusters, just perfect. But yeah, I'm excited for it. The trailers look great, and Ewan McGregor's the main part. I mean, besides Pooh Bear, Ewan McGregor, man.
Yeah, no, dude, Ewan McGregor, I've been the biggest fan of him for such a long time. I mean, I loved him as young Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars prequels, whatever people want to say about them. Ewan McGregor, in my opinion, was the best part of every single one of those movies because he made such an impression as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And also, I saw him in a little film. It was either Emma or Sense and Sensibility, one of the adaptations of Jane Austen's novels. He was really good in there too. And of course, who can forget Trainspotting? It's just... he's a talented actor through and through. But yes, seeing Eeyore, Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, Pooh Bear, hearing all of their voices, and this story looks like it's going to be something special, and I have the highest hopes for it. I really do.
I'm with you on that. I have special hopes too. I hope it's good. So comment down below, guys. Tell us what your guys' thoughts are on Christopher Robin. And now we're moving on to what is in development, what they're talking about. And I'm just kind of going to run them down there, and then I'll mention one that I really want to see, and then you can mention one you want to see, and then we'll talk about the one that doesn't need to happen. So we got Cruella de Vil, which is like their Maleficent. Emma Stone's supposed to play Cruella, which is a really good choice. Lady and the Tramp, which will come out on the Disney streaming service with Justin Theroux playing the Tramp. Little Mermaid, nothing on that one yet. Peter Pan, do we really need a fucking another Peter Pan?
No,
Pinocchio.
We don't.
And the Sword in the Stone, and then the Black Cauldron's also on there, but that one won't ever happen.
No,
highly doubt that one. I like that movie, but doubt it will ever happen.
And it's sad too.
So Cody, out of all those, the one that really piques my interest is Pinocchio.
Me too.
And this is my thing. I think that's one that can really use a retelling. We haven't seen it on live action in like years. And I think it just works. I know Del Toro was talking about doing a darker version from the book with DiCaprio, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was Wes Anderson, one of the two, or Paul Thomas Anderson, one of the three. Someone, I think he might have been producing it. I don't know. Del Toro does so much shit. But Robert Downey Jr. was supposed to play Geppetto, and that got canceled. So I wanted to play Geppetto. I mean, Disney hooked him up, but Pinocchio's the one that I really want to see live action. And then the other one I'm intrigued in the Sword and Stone would be cool, but it's pretty much King Arthur. Little Mermaid would look beautiful under the sea, but it's Cruella de Vil. And I mean, a lot of people would be like, that's stupid. Why do we need that? But it's Emma Stone, like as a young Cruella de Vil, which I think that would be a good character study if done right.
Yeah. Uh, I don't think I'd be excited for a Cruella de Vil movie. It's one of those things
Hey,
where
that's how I was.
yeah, no, I mean Emma Stone would be enough to draw me in. Of course it would. I'd be intrigued to watch it. It's just a Cruella de Vil. I don't really want to know why Cruella de Vil got so jaded against dogs. I really don't. And
she's a bitch.
I mean, Pinocchio, honestly, here's the thing. When it comes to Pinocchio, besides Dumbo, if there was one film I would have wanted Tim Burton to direct that was live action, it would have been Pinocchio. Because if we're going to talk about stories that all of us watched as children that are the most messed up things we didn't realize were super messed up as kids, the next one is Pinocchio. Guys,
Pleasure Island!
Pinocchio gets grouped with a bunch of kids. They go to an island, they drink beer, they do all the things that adults do, and then they turn into donkeys.
You know, what do I look like?
Yeah, I mean, what do I look like? A jackass? Yep. I mean,
such a good. And people complain to Brad Bird on Twitter that Your Incredibles movie's not for kids. Are you fucking kidding me?
Have you watched Pinocchio?
Have you watched any old Disney films?
Or better yet, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Have you watched that?
I've watched a bunch of those. That movie scarred me as a child.
Chicken getting its head cut off through the tunnel.
Yeah, fucked me up, man. But yeah, Pinocchio is probably the one I'm most looking forward to. Knowing their luck, though, they'll probably do Little Mermaid. To be honest, that'll probably be their next one they announce. You know what I mean? Like, out of all these, like, the Little Mermaid will be the one they could put into development first. And I just see it. So, I don't know. But now we're getting to the segment where we're going to talk about the live action ones we want. Now, how we did this, I picked 3 that I really want. Now I'll talk about those, like, going 3, 2, 1. And I have some honorable mentions. Did you do the same thing, Cody?
Yeah, I did. Okay. And as far,
do you want to say your honorable mentions first?
Okay. Oh, that was a nice crack. Holy cow! All right. So as far as on a live action, honorable mentions, Oliver and Company is certainly one for me.
That's a good one.
I'd like to see go into live action. I mean, if they do it kind of like the Jungle Book, where, you know, CGI with voiceovers and all that stuff. I mean, we've noticed that when they use actual dogs in movies that talk, the movies aren't good. But Oliver and Company is one. I'm trying to. I would like a live action Goofy movie. That's in my honorable mentions.
Wow, I'm thinking about that. Yeah. I mean,
okay, and if we're gonna go, okay, it's not on the list and it's not movie or television format, but if we're gonna talk video games, I'd like a Kingdom Hearts movie.
That's a good one. I don't know if they'll ever do it. It'd have to be a TV show though. That is, the world is too big for it, and I don't know if I would rather it be animated than live action. I don't know. That's a whole different discussion. That is all. Yeah, it is a good choice. It is a good choice.
Kingdom Hearts is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. All right. So for my 3, okay, real fast. I actually have to pick another one now because I actually wrote The Little Mermaid in here. God damn it. Disney films. Fuck. Give me 1 second. Cody, talk about something. Okay,
Little Mermaid 2.
The Little Mermaid. Oh, fuck no.
The crossover of The Lion King 2 meets The Little Mermaid 2. The 2 worst Disney films ever made.
I have one. And it's one that's already happened. It's Song of the South. That's on my honorable mentions. Because I can't find it. I've seen it once. I really liked it as a kid. And I love the characters of Briar Rabbit, Briar Bear. And I think that is one in this time and age, this day and age, would work perfect for Hollywood. Yes, it has racist aspects to it, but if you tinker that a bit and make it good, just saying, it would be perfect. We already see films like Detroit or Sorry to Bother You or Get Out hitting these aspects, and even what film did I just see? Black Klansman that hit those same aspects. So just saying, that's there. Second one, Robin Hood. I put it as second because we always have so many fucking Robin Hood movies and none of them are good, but this one could work. And then 3, Lilo and Stitch. I think
that is a good one.
So good. And I think Bill Hader should play Stitch. Just throwing it out there.
Can we please do that? Oh, you know what? Just as a joke, this isn't reality, although I would like to see it. I would like to see a completion of the live action version of what Dwayne Johnson did with Bambi on SNL.
Oh my God.
I'd like to see Bambi hunting season as a movie, please. But
that would be funny.
Okay. All right.
You want to start with your number 3?
Yeah, number 3 for me, I would like to see a live action version of The Princess and the Frog.
That I was going to put that down, and I am with you on that. That is actually a very underrated for me, but it's either my first or my second favorite Disney princess film.
I mean,
I love that film.
And you know what? It's actually funny because it's actually tied with another one for me. And I'm going to put these together because there are so many great Disney films I'd love to see live action, but Princess and the Frog is actually tied with Tangled for me.
Is that on your list too? Is that on your list too, or is it just both number 3?
Yeah, it's both number 3.
Okay. All right. So if we're going from there, my number 3 is actually Tangled as well.
Nice. Sweet.
And I just think it would look beautiful. I think you could actually get Zachary Levi to come back and play Flynn Rider.
I mean, you could probably get Mandy Moore too. I mean, she looks almost exactly like Rapunzel.
And I think both of those hold themselves. The music, especially. I mean, Princess and the Frog. Yes, it's a story that's been told a lot. Frog, Prince, but it's the music that really carries that film. That New Orleans theme that really just makes it stick out above all else.
Yeah.
And Tangled. The reason I chose Tangled particularly is because Tangled is how it looks. I mean, the movie is beautiful animation. So picturing the lantern scene on live action is like the one thing that picks me out. And I'll even give a shout out to Frozen. I don't know if Frozen's on your list. It's not on my list, but it's indefinitely a live action Frozen will happen eventually. I don't know when, I don't know who, and I don't know what.
We'll probably be in our 50s.
Probably. Oh my God, I remember Frozen. Now they're making a live action, and that's stupid.
And then our grandkids are like, "Hey, Dad, hey, Granddad, can I get the soundtrack, please?" And we're, shut up. So it begins again. All right.
What were you saying about it?
Oh, I was saying that, live action Frozen movie, that music comes back. Let It Go has a second resurgence.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Well, I mean, the anime, Let It Go will be in the sequel. You fucking know it will. In some way, shape, or form, it will be.
Yeah, it'll probably be a revisioned version of it. Okay.
You know what? I don't hate the film. It's just overplayed. That's the only reason I don't like it.
All right.
So,
you know what?
Whatever.
You know what? Number 2 for me is Coco.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
really,
no, dude.
Coco. Yeah, see, I stuck away from Pixar because I was doing the more classic stuff, but Coco's a good choice.
This is Disney. This is Disney Pixar, man. It's not just Pixar, or maybe it was just Pixar. Okay, if we're gonna go off with just Disney stuff, then I'm gonna scratch Coco off of my list. Gotta see what else. Let's go back in time.
You got Tarzan, Hunchback Notre Dame, Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, yes,
Brother Bear.
Okay. Yes. Well, we technically already got a Tarzan type movie from Disney.
Yeah, it was shit. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What do you mean? The one with Alan Skarsgård?
Yeah.
That wasn't Disney. No, that was Warner Brothers. Yeah, that was Warner Brothers, dude. Get your studios right.
So number 2 for me, you said Tarzan, and then you also said Hunchback of Notre Dame. That is my number 2.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I don't know how they would. I mean, once again, probably the darkest of all Disney movies is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That story, I feel it applies very, very well to live action. I mean, I
like that. That's a good choice.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Atlantis. I think this is one that the movie is very underrated. Not a lot of people. People have seen it now growing up because our parents bought it for us, but no one went to the theaters to see this film. And I think Atlantis is just amazing. I think the technology today would make it look great. I think Milo is one of the characters. All the characters are great. Atlantis is just so underrated as a Disney film, and this is a film that does need to come back into form. for Disney. I think this is one. I mean, you have Hercules that you could easily throw in there, but we've already seen Hercules films. You have Emperor's New Groove, but I wanted to go with Atlantis because it's different. And it's a world that I think Disney could explore again. You take that same character, Milo, and you use the same technology. I think this is something that would totally work because you have those kids who would hear about this and want to go see it. And you have people, a new generation, who would want to see it. And then when they see this live action version, they'll be like, oh, hey, now I want to check out the cartoon version. And I think it just all works to that self.
Yep. Hey, you know what's funny? If I know you like I think I know you, I think we may have the same number. I think we may have the same number one.
Okay, on the count of three. On the count of one, we're gonna do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Treasure Planet. Guys, again, we don't do this on purpose. I literally woke up this morning, texted Cody to make a list, and this is what happens. So
let's see here. That's the third list this has happened to. It happened with our top 10. It happened with our most anticipated, and now it's happening again.
Now let me talk about Treasure Planet for a second.
Okay, this is
one of my favorite animated films of all time. It's one of my favorite Disney films. And Treasure Planet is so damn good. It's so sad it failed at the box office, but it's brought kind of not as big as Iron Giant did. How Iron Giant's like failed at the box office, but everyone loves it. Treasure Planet, everyone loves it, but it's not a lot of people have still seen this film. And again, this is a film that you could do live action. Everyone's into Star Wars right now. Everyone's into these adventure films. And it's a film that would work on the big screen. Just saying, the characters, it's fucking Pirates of the Caribbean in space. Come on now. Who doesn't want that?
Gosh, that is so true.
It's Treasure Planet. It's just amazing. Plus, do not remember, it has a wonderful romance. It has Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the animation at the time was way ahead of its time.
You know what?
Just saying.
You know what's funny? Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks so young. He could.
He could, but I think they should go younger. I think you know who would be perfect? Percy Jackson. What's his face? The guy who plays Percy Jackson.
And he was also in Perks of Being a Wallflower. Logan Lerman.
I can't. Yeah, Logan Lerman. He would be good. Even Steve from Stranger Things would be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, he would.
So I'm just saying, like, given if I had to pick anything from Treasure Planet, the characterizations could be a little bit better, but the adventure is magnificent. The animation is great, but I'm just saying, bring this to live action. This would look beautiful. And I mean, amazing. You get a really good director on there. I mean, who do you want to pick to direct this? I'm saying, like, if you look, I mean, a Spielberg type comes to my mind.
I mean, Spielberg is a great choice. I would love Spielberg to direct this.
Yeah. That's like a 1 in a million, though. But I mean, talk about it for a second, Cody. Okay, why do you want this?
Honestly, it's for a lot of the reasons you already said it. And the way I see this, I don't think it's just Pirates of the Caribbean in space. I honestly think this could be Pirates of the Caribbean meets Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that's what, in my opinion, it could be. I mean, it could be funny. So James Gunn is somebody that comes to my mind, but. Oh, who would I want to get to direct this?
I think Spielberg would be. I think Spielberg for me is like, even though it's kind of Jon Favreau's another one.
You know, let's see here. Oh, you know what? The Russo brothers. I think they could do a great job with it.
Yeah, the Russo brothers. Yeah, I think the Russo brothers would do a good job. I mean, you could point and pick any good director in there.
I mean, Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon's a good one, but I don't think he'll ever work with Disney again.
Yeah, no, probably not.
But I think you get a really young and up-and-coming director for this. Bo Burnham for 8th Grade is another one. I think his sense of humor matches kind of in there, but I don't think he'll ever do it just because. Yeah. But if I was a look, I really do. Or you know what another one would be?
Who?
Listen here. Doug Liman.
Oh my goodness, dude, I can see it.
Doug Liman. And J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, and the guy who did the Power Rangers movie, I think would be really good. He also did that Project Exodus. Do you remember that one?
I believe so.
Project Almanac. Project Almanac is what it's called.
Yep.
I think I'm just saying. I think Yeah, man, it's the one that I really do want. It's the one I want for life, and maybe we'll have to do another podcast fan casting it. I think we should. I think we fucking should. Fuck it, guys, it's coming. We're gonna fan cast. We're gonna direct this thing. We're both gonna do it, and then we're gonna debate whose version's better.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. You know what? We also do need to do a fan casting app and a podcast app that we haven't picked a date for. We need to do a Naruto podcast at some point.
Yeah, we will. I still need to finish it, though. You need to remember that. I said,
that is true.
But, guys, that is our live action discussion on Disney's films. Tons of great ones that you can make. Tons of good ones that they are making. And some that just don't need to happen. I'm looking forward to the future of Disney live action. So far, the best one for me is probably Cinderella. Cinderella... Maybe Beauty and the Beast. I have only seen it once, though. So that's kind of where I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, fuck it. Jungle Book and Cinderella are probably their best ones.
Yeah, and they are.
They're kind of like 50-50 for me right now. Overall, though, I'm really looking forward to see what the rest of them do. But Cody, tell me, man, where can they find you at? And, of course, again, thank you for doing this with me, man. This is so fun. I love doing this podcast every week.
Yeah, no, this is so fun. So before you trolls in the comments section decide to act up, where you guys can find me when I'm not here with Zach on the Sweet Film Podcast, which you can also find on SoundCloud and iTunes if you don't have time to watch it. You can find me at my YouTube channel. Just search Cody Curtis in the search bar. It'll be the first name that pops up. And you can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Facebook, and Snapchat just by searching Cody Curtis.
Yeah, send Cody some dirty stuff on Snapchat.
Don't you dare.
Put his name on Craigslist too. Why not? Let's get this rolling. Now, seriously, guys, don't do that. That's fucked up. But guys, you guys can find me over on Sandwich on Films, of course, over on that website where we give out advanced movie screens, do some movie news, movie reviews. Cody is also over there. He just did a review for, I don't even know what the film was called. What is it called? Do you even remember?
Right. Okay, guys.
It's a biopic.
Yeah, it's a biopic.
Yeah, that's what it was, right?
Wait,
the film you saw, the film you watched for Sandwich on Films and reviewed.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Okay, God, I'm sorry. Okay, sometimes my mind forgetful. Probably because I forgot. Because anyway,
I mean, you guys are talking about the guy who. Never mind. Just keep going.
Yeah, and I'm talking to the guy who thinks the Transformers movies are fun. Okay.
They're not. That's a fucking joke.
Okay. So, guys, yep, I got the chance to review a film for Sandwich on Films, and it's called the whole title is The Voyage to Tahiti. I'm not going to try to say the first name because the first name it's impossible. It's French. But it's called The Voyage to Tahiti, and it's interesting. It's about an artist. That's all I'll say.
Is it worth people's time? Is it worth people's time?
No, it's not. It's a very poorly done biopic.
All right, so that's Cody. You guys can find me over, of course, on Sandwich on Films. You can find me on this podcast. You guys can find me on Twitter at Pope the King. Stardust at Zach Pope with 2 H's. Same with Instagram. Or just go over to my YouTube channel. You can find it all over there. Hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's on my YouTube channel. And, of course, Cody, thank you so much, man, for joining me again. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. Share this, please. Let's get more people on the podcast. Let's talk about it. Look out for our new... I think we're going to be doing quite a few Disney ones for the next few weeks. Of course, next week we'll be ranking them. Maybe doing another one for Treasure Planet fan casting. Maybe that'll be the next week. Quite a few podcasts coming up just because, there's a lot of good films coming out still. Predator's coming up soon, so I'm excited to talk about that. Yep. Guys, thank you guys again so much for watching. It means the world to us. So I know we say this every single week, but thank you guys. Thank you for supporting us. We love doing this podcast. It just gives us a nice kind of just sit back, relax discussion, kind of like just sit back in my chair like this and just talk. Just talk about whatever the fuck we want to do. So that's the best thing. So guys, thank you. Until next time, guys, you guys all stay classy and have a sweet rest of your day.